Around Kansas, brought to you by
Tarwater Farm and Home. Come on by, we'll treat you like family.
Hey, I'm Deb Beisel, coming to you today from the Fox Lofts in downtown Topeka, just over the Celtic Fox, and we want to thank Mike Fox for making this space available to us today. Beautiful historic building that they've restored and turned into just the Celtic Fox, the restaurant's downstairs. This upstairs was the original Washburn Law School back in the day, about 100 and so years ago. And again, once more, beautiful, usable space. I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about Douglas MacArthur, one of only five-star generals in American history. Now, few names loom larger than that of Douglas MacArthur in world history. Best known, of course, for his command of the Allied forces in the South Pacific in World War II, and famously fired by Harry Truman during the Korean War when he basically refused to follow orders. You know, Truman decided to show him who was boss. He was born in 1880 in Little Rock, Arkansas. His dad, Arthur MacArthur, was an Army officer. He was actually a Union veteran, and he was serving in the West when young Douglas was born. And his mother was determined that Douglas would be born in Virginia. So she gets on a train, heads back to Virginia, where she's from, and her brothers, by the way, served in the Confederate Army, so what an interesting household that must have been. She only makes it as far as Little Rock. So Douglas MacArthur is born in Little Rock, Arkansas, on an Army base there, and his mother lied about that from time to time. Now, he was destined, with that kind of background, how could he be anything other than an Army man? In 1906, he graduated from the Engineer School of Application at Washington Barracks, and he briefly served as an aide-de-camp to President Theodore Roosevelt. Next, he had charge of river and harbor improvements along Lake Michigan. From 1908 to 1912, the young officer taught in the Army Service Schools and was stationed at Fort Leavenworth. He served with the 3rd Battalion of Engineers there. Now, while at Fort Leavenworth, he actually lived in the Rookery, which of course is the oldest building in Kansas, along with his mama. This incredible world leader was a real mama's boy. And while he lived on one floor of the Rookery, Mama lived on another floor of the Rookery. And how Douglas got by with, shenanigans with his mama around, I don't know. But he did manage to have a little bit of a bachelor's life while he was there at Fort Leavenworth. Now, his dad, really interesting man, Arthur MacArthur, was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. So was Douglas. In fact, they are the first father and son duo to be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. So the MacArthurs, what an incredible family and what an incredible Kansas connection. You know, in the new Command and General Staff College there at Fort Leavenworth in Lewis and Clark Hall, as you go into the entrance, there to the right is the MacArthur room, and there is this magnificent full-length portrait of MacArthur hanging over the desk. One of my best memories, the last time I saw the late John McArthur, who was an ABC journalist, we were doing a project together, media training at Fort Leavenworth, and I walk into that office to meet with him, and there he is typing away on his computer with MacArthur looming over him, and I just had to laugh. And he said, yeah, it's pretty daunting to have that big guy looking over your shoulder. Let me know, and we'll take you up and see it sometime. We'll be right back.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.